I would like to call upon stage Mr. Aamir Allawala. He is the CEO of Technopack, a very visionary old member of our PAPAM as well. He recently diversified into the mobile phone business as well.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Aamir Allawala. I'm representing Techno, and I want to thank everybody for setting up this symposium where we could learn from people like Imtiaz Saab and others on how things are moving on and what are the strategies that we all need to adopt to avoid becoming the Gumnam vendor. I think this term needs to stay with us at all times. Being a Gumnam vendor is not an option. So, how do you create a space for yourself as a company, as a part manufacturer? So, I've just put together a few slides, and I'd like to share them with you. Um, Diversification is the way forward. There is no path to success without an element of risk taking. If you restrict your business activities to one product, to one or two OEMs, and to the domestic market, you will definitely die. Because this is what my friend Sharik Sohail explained to me about 15 years ago. But let me talk about diversification first, and then I'll explain his philosophy. So, diversification is expanding a company's operations into new or unrelated products, services, markets, or industries. Mainly, it means that you have to step out of your comfort zone. You need to go into areas which are unknown. You take the risks of doing things that you don't know will work 100% or not, but you step out of the area where you feel comfortable and see what happens. Life is a game, right? So you must play it aggressively. So going back to what Sharik Bhai said about 2 decades ago, what is a typical life cycle of an auto parts manufacturer? This is what happens. There is continuous pressure from the OEMs to reduce costs and prices. They will push you every year, every quarter, every half year. At every time that you go to claim a cost increase, they will tell you to reduce costs, become more efficient, optimize your operation, and don't come back asking for a price increase. The price breakups between OEMs and vendors are designed in such a way that they freeze your profits and various costs. So, for example, a project starts, a vehicle is launched for 5 years, the profit would be frozen at a certain exchange rate. And then 5 years later, until a period of 5 years, the absolute amount of profit would be given as part of the price breakdown. So this means that your profitability as a percentage of your sales is going down every year. The vendor is ultimately absorbing all these costs, and then the supplier, this part manufacturer, unknowingly starts to eat into the company's capital. एंड देन देर इज कि यार ये ओडी ख़त्म क्यों नहीं हो रही, ये पैसे क्यों नहीं है, एलसीज रिटायर नहीं हो पा रही. नॉर्मली पार्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स का फाइनेंस पे इतना ज़्यादा फोकस भी नहीं होता, तो उनको पता भी नहीं चलता. दे जस्ट डोंट नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. एंड देन अल्टीमेटली इफ दे डू नॉट इनोवेट और डाइवर्सिफाई, their business would die. Slowly, 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 it would finish and they would turn into what Imtiaz Bhai said is a Gumnam vendor. So, what do you do? There are different types of diversifications. One could offer, if you're making a product, you would go to another OEM, try to develop a larger base of customers. You could also develop new product categories for current customers, and this has happened. People who were in sheet metal have gone into plastics, plastics have gone into assemblies, and so on and so forth. There are always opportunities to diversify in terms of new products for the same customer. Then this is the more difficult part. Target international market with your current product category. Like we've seen Mashood work very hard trying to export his sun visors and other plastic components, interior products. Similarly, we have seen other vendors who have, like Nabil Hashmi is one, and there are many others. I can't name all of them, but there they have adopted a conscious strategy that we have to branch out of this country. We have a product, we have the capability, we have learned the business of manufacturing with good best manufacturing practices, and we now can uh, initiate going to the international market. But it's a very tough journey. Export is very tough. Or one could go into an entirely new industry where the current skills that you have learned can be applied. You see, Imtiasa was very right. We are very lucky in the sense that we have had a chance to work with some of the top companies in the world. So let me just talk about that a little bit more. So when we become a part manufacturer, there are some intangible assets that we get as a gift. First, we develop a strong company profile, because if you are working with the Toyota, Honda, Suzuki, and you have them on your company profile as your reference customers, it adds credibility to your operations. It helps you to create joint ventures to bring other foreign companies to Pakistan. Then you are able, or in fact, you basically, your organization is based on patience, perseverance, and determination. I mean, when you go to an OEM for development of a part, it sometimes is a cycle of 18 months from the start of development until the start of mass production. You need to be very patient. You can't get frustrated. These are very good qualities to develop. And you develop perseverance, and you develop the determination to succeed, because there are obstacles, technical obstacles, commercial obstacles. So you create that quality within your team, and you absorb the best practices from Japanese and Korean customers. So if you're working with Toyota, they will force you to improve. If you will not improve, they will force you. They will force you more. They will do everything in their power. They won't let you go, but they would force you to improve. And that, I think, is the job of a good teacher. We must appreciate it as being one of the gifts from the automotive sector. And then in this whole process of continuous improvement, every company develops an experienced and trained groups of managers and technical teams, and a culture of continuous improvement and cost reduction. So there is this, you are never comfortable when you are working for a OEM. There are always things that will pop up. It will always keep you on your situation, will always keep you on your toes, and basically you are able to survive or negotiate under pressure. Now, where are the opportunities? Basically, I want to focus on the opportunities of moving from the auto sector only. I want to focus on what are the opportunities that lie in other sectors of the industry. Because when you learn the best manufacturing practices, the next step is try and apply those skills and abilities into other sectors of businesses and manufacturing. So what we can see here is there is a very big opportunity, and Daniel touched upon it. China is the second biggest economy in the world, and they are growing. They have grown to a level where now for them labor costs are a problem. So currently the average labor cost in China is about, this is minimum wage is about $700. $700 per month for an average worker. And this basically means that their costs are rising. And then another factor is the USA has applied up to 25% duty on made in China products. So the Chinese are very worried. On one side, their costs are going up. On the other side, they are facing excess problems to the US market, and they are looking for alternate production bases. China cannot invest to make in India because of their geopolitical tensions. So what do? They are branching out into Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. But the ideal partner for them should be Pakistan, because we are their iron brothers. And this is what they believe, it's not what I'm saying. They also believe that Pakistan can avail this opportunity for making JVs in labor intensive industries. And there are many: auto parts, electronics, footwear, apparel, clothing, and toys. So when we talk about exports, Imtiaz Sahab, you should also maybe look into sharing ideas with people on how to bring these big Chinese companies to work together with local partners in Pakistan. Then we had the knowledge and confidence to apply the best practices that we had learned from the auto sector. There is no doubt that our level of knowledge was enhanced due to our interaction with these automobile companies over the last 20 years. So, very interestingly, in the beginning, we had 11 Chinese experts, and China sent them to look after every part of the organization. They had one Chinese manager. And within a period of 2 years, our Pakistani engineers have taken up all the key functions. And out of 11 Chinese, 10 have been sent back to Japan. So each one of them used to cost $5,000 a month. And now we've been able to eliminate that cost. And very interestingly, Transient Techno is the best performing transient plant, meeting all KPI targets that are set by the headquarters. So this is quite amazing. I think all of this has been made possible by the valuable experience that we have been able to acquire from our history in the automobile industry. So, as a conclusion, our OEM customers are our best teachers and trainers. We might not like them. In fact, we despise them at times. They are a teacher and a trainer for our organizations. And let's leverage this training to diversify into other sectors. So the key point is not to move out of the auto sector. I'm not in any way propagating that. What I'm saying is we must stay with the auto sector, but as our future generations, our next generations enter business, we should look into other areas of business activities. Thank you very much.
I would request from the audience if anyone has any questions, a quick question, one or two. Okay, please. Can you please give him the mic?
आमिर साहब, इट इज़ बिलाल हुसैन फ्रॉम बिजनेस रिकॉर्डर. आपने डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की बात की, तो हमारे जो बिजनेसमैन हैं उनको आपने ये भी बात की कि उनके बिजनेसेस ख़त्म हो जाते हैं ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ग्रेजुअली. तो अच्छा, बिजनेसमैन जो आप कह रहे हैं कि डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, वो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन करते हुए देखे गए हैं, वो प्रॉपर्टी बिजनेस में ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम चले जाते हैं, अपने वो बिजनेस ख़त्म करके जो ज़्यादा लुक्रेटिव बिजनेस है प्रॉपर्टी को देखा गया है इन द पास्ट फ्यू डेकेड्स, तो उस तरफ मूव कर जाते हैं. तो इसमें आप कैसे देखते हैं कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में बिजनेसमैन निकल जाते हैं और दूसरी तरफ जा जाते हैं जो ल्यूक्रेटिव बिजनेस है?
जी, मेरा जो व्यू है इसमें थोड़ा सा ज़रा ख़तरनाक है, लेकिन मैं बात बहरहाल कर देता हूँ. मेरे ख्याल में हमारे जो बिजनेसमैन हैं वो बेसिकली बड़ी हद तक लेथार्जिक हो चुके हैं. हम किसी भी कारोबारी आदमी की बात करें तो वो रात में 1 बजे से पहले सोता नहीं. अगर नेक है तो फजर पे उठ के फिर दोबारा सो जाता है और 11 बजे से पहले कोई काम पे नहीं पहुंचता. ये जो बिज़नेस एक्सपेंशन है ये बहुत एफर्ट मांगती है, इसमें बहुत रिस्क्स इन्वॉल्व हैं. एंड एट द सेम टाइम दुनिया में इकोनॉमीज़ जिन्होंने ग्रो किया है और जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर में बिजनेसेस ने ग्रो किया है वो बड़ी अनथक मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. तो हमारे यहाँ तो सबसे आसान तरीका जो है वो ये है कि आप 2-4 प्रॉपर्टीज़ ले लें और उसके बाद उनकी कीमत बढ़ती रहे. तो दैट इज़ नॉट अ बिजनेस. Business is all about taking risks. Business is all about creating value. Business is all about generating jobs. Because once again, I want to say, it is not about the money. We need to get out of this mindset that it's about accumulating money. Money is, after a certain stage, everybody is at the same level of lifestyle. But the important thing is that we need to play this as a game. I think in our business community, there is a certain level of insecurity of losing out, insecurity of a loss. ये ना हो जाए, ये नुकसान ना हो जाए, वो नुकसान ना हो जाए. तो एक सर्टन फियर है. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, बट देयर इज अ सर्टन फियर दैट वी विल लूज आउट, वी विल गो बैंकरप्ट, वी विल सफर अ लॉस, समथिंग लाइक दैट. एंड आई थिंक वी नीड टू चेंज दैट. एंड फॉर दैट यू नीड टू हैव पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग एंड integrate yourself with other countries. And I can tell you, this is not only in labor intensive industry, in agriculture, in aquaculture, the Chinese companies are dying to work with Pakistan. they are really very, very keen. And in fact, from meat to red chili to potatoes to so many things, they have demands that we can't even, we don't have the capacity to meet. So there is a lot of work to be done, brother. But the problem is कि काम करना पड़ता है, काम करने से होता है, प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट करने से नहीं होता.
ना आमिर, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आपने डाइवर्सिफिकेशन में एक लफ्ज़ यूज़ किया, अनरिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स. सो आई वाज वंडरिंग दैट व्हाट डू यू रियली मीन. ईदर यू आर लेइंग एम्फेसिस ऑन अनरिलेटेड, or you are laying emphasis on unrelated products, or you are laying emphasis on only products. That's what I want to say. And another thing, to your some of the comments I will say, with Chinese, even a few days back I had a big session on the 5 pillars of the whole CPEC and all that. I think here also I would say that you have to improve your understanding about the dynamics of the whole business in between Pakistan and China. You would fairly take note of the very fact that today the exports from China are 28.1 billion. So if you take the stock from 2006 to up till now, we are the sole loser, and but that is another discussion. But मैं चाहूँगा कि आप ये जो unrelated का लफ्ज़ आपने इस्तेमाल किया था, थोड़ा सा it worries me. Or let me also appreciate for appreciating the OEMs. I mean, say in excess to what was my expectation.
Ji, sir, I'm just actually very thankful for what you said. I always appreciate the OEMs. We may not like them, as I said, and also I said we may despise them at times, but I appreciate them because they are the ones who, when I started my career, whatever I have learned is I've learned from Suzuki and Toyota and Honda. So we can curse them as much as we want, but the bottom line is sometimes you're not happy with your father also. So it is their job, and what they're doing is for their own best interest. And what we need to do is to try and grow with them, but then at the same time also step out of that area of comfort. Now, the second thing about the unrelated product, what I mean is when you learn the best business practices, when you learn the documentation, you learn the quality controls, the production system, your supply chain management, you can do anything. I mean, even what we are trying to do is go into setting up a vertical for agriculture. So China needs around 500,000 tons of red chili every year. Why can't we produce it in Kundri and process it and export it to China? And the third point, what I want to say, sir, is that why are we a loser compared with China? I can give you my view on that. We are a loser because we acted like a loser. The FTA that was created between China and Pakistan, now I can understand what happened. China took concessions from Pakistan on electronic products because that was their strength. And you know where they gave us the concessions? On agriculture products. If red chili is imported from Pakistan to China, the rate of duty is virtually zero. If it is imported from India, the rate of duty is about 20%. So what they did was they gave us an opportunity. Please go back. You are a country with a lot of land. Please produce and export all kinds of agriculture products and livestock products and meat, and we will buy it from you. So we did not do our job. It was a fair game. We did not do our job. And I tell you, sir, we are where we are because we have not done our job. Lazy ho gaye. Our top 2% people are comfortable. Nobody cares about the rest. बाकी सब कीड़े मकोड़े हैं वो चल रहे हैं. That mindset needs to change. काम हमें करना है. We are the top 2%. We need to work hard and lead all the remaining 241 million people. That 241 million people, every big company in the world cannot ignore Pakistan. मगर हमारा पैसा कहाँ है? दुबई में, लंदन में, हमारा डॉलर में, लॉकर्स में. ये हम, we have to lead this process.